Hello everyone. I wanted to continue my Legend series, and I'm very happy and excited to give you Sunil Gavaskar. He was my first batting hero, my first cricketing hero, I should say. I was like 3 years old when I started watching him bat, and he captured my imagination. I used to see dreams of Gavaskar getting hundreds, and I've even couple of times woken up in my dream saying Gavaskar century. So that's how much I fell in love with cricket and with Gavaskar. So I'm quite happy to say give Gavaskar, and that love for cricket thankfully hasn't changed a bit after all these years. Sorry. Sunil Gavaskar's full name was Manohar Gavaskar, and he was from Bombay, as everyone probably knows. And he's known as the Little Master. That's how he was known, and he was fondly called Sunny around the circles, cricketing circles. Even Vivian Richards, they all call him Sunny. And the bat Sunny Tony was also named after Sunil Gavaskar, and he's widely regarded and acknowledged as one of the greatest opening batsmen of all time. I mean, his technique was flawless, especially against the fast bowlers. He has an amazing 65.45 average against the West Indies team. And in the 70s, 80s, the West Indians had a ferocious bowling attack, very hostile bowling attack. And remember, no helmets in those times. So Gavaskar having an amazing 65.45 average against them. Normally, when other batsmen struggle against West Indian bowlers. And Gavaskar played 125 test matches, and he scored 10,122 runs at an average of 51.12, and he scored 34 test hundreds, which was a world record as well. And his highest score was 236. He was the first batsman in test history to pass 10,000 runs. That 10,122 was like a magical figure in a lot of people's mind. I'll never forget that runs. And 34 test hundreds, he broke Sir Don Bradman's 29 hundreds, and 34 was the world record. Alan Border is the one who broke Gavaskar's total runs record, and Brian Lara, I think, was the first one who broke Gavaskar's test hundreds, and then later Tendulkar broke it. And you have to remember Gavaskar, the first he played from 1971 to 1987 for India and Bombay, and his debut series as a 21-year-old was in West Indies. It was like an acid test against those West Indian fast bowlers, and the first test he couldn't play. He had a nail infection, and the second test he played, he got 60s in both innings, and he hit the winning run at Port of Spain, Trinidad, when India beat West Indies. And the third test match, he got 100 in Guyana, and then Georgetown, and then another 100 he scored in the Bridgetown, Barbados test. And that final test match, the fifth test match, Gavaskar scored 124 in the first innings and 220, a double century in the second innings. It was again at Trinidad, Port of Spain. And that match that India won was when he got that 60, Trinidad, Port of Spain. India won the test series 1-0, the 5 test match series. And that was the first time ever that India beat West Indies in a test series. And it was a record till 2006, India's first test series win in West Indies. And Gavaskar had a world record. He scored 774 runs in that series, batting 8 times. I mean, remember, he missed one test. So in 4 test matches, 8 innings, he scored 774 runs at an average of 154 plus. He's 154 point something was the average that he had, and that is still a world record of the most number of runs scored by a batsman on a debut series. And there was a famous calypso singer in Trinidad. He wrote a calypso on Gavaskar. It's called Gavaskar Calypso. And in 77, 78, when India toured Australia, Gavaskar scored 100 in Brisbane, Perth, and in Melbourne. And remember, Perth, Western Australian Cricket Association, the WACA, was the most fastest and bounciest wicket. So Gavaskar getting 100 at Brisbane first, and then at Perth, and then again in Melbourne. And in that series, a 78-79 series in Pakistan, when India toured Pakistan, Imran Khan, the great Imran Khan, said that Gavaskar was the most compact batsman that he has ever bowled to. A compliment like that coming from the great Imran Khan is no mean thing. So that shows how much his technique was valued by the players and how difficult it was to get him out. And in that last test at Karachi, he scored two centuries. In both innings, he scored a century, and he became the first Indian batsman to score twin centuries in two tests. I mean, remember that West Indies match where he scored 124 and 220 at Trinidad, Port of Spain, and now in Karachi again he scored a century in both innings. So he became the first Indian batsman to score 200s in a test match. And Gavaskar was also captain in between India, but Kapil Dev and Gavaskar had turns, and it was under Sunil Gavaskar that India won the Benson and Hedges World Championship of Cricket in 1985. I mentioned in one of my videos when Shivaramakrishnan, the leg spinner, was a sensation, and Sadananda Vishwanath. It was an absolutely wonderful series for India, and Ravi Shastri got that man of the series, that calf in that series. So it was a very memorable moment for India winning in Australia the Benson and Hedges World Championship. And Gavaskar also played 108 one-day internationals. He scored 3,092 runs, and he scored one century against New Zealand. Gavaskar was not much of a one-day player, even though he did contribute well to India, even winning that World Championship as captain. And he also has 100 catches in Test matches. He was an excellent slip fielder. And but Gavaskar's technique was so excellent. I mean, he used to have all the shots, and he was by far the most technically correct, sound batsman that I've ever seen. Even today's players, I mean, all of them, you can compare him with Gavaskar. Even the greats, I'm not giving any names, but people who have scored more runs than him, and probably a lot of people who have bigger name than Gavaskar, can't say much bigger name than Gavaskar, but Gavaskar, you couldn't compare him technically with him. I mean, the way he used to have, he had an amazing defense. It was totally difficult, close to impossible to get past his defense. And he had all the shots, I mean, the cover drive, the straight drives, the on drives, the pull shots, the hook shots, all flick shots. He was excellent off the pads, and he played the shots very correctly. All the youngsters, please do watch Sunil Gavaskar on YouTube. That is the definite model of how to bat. And as a commentator also, he has been very famous for many years. He's been an excellent commentator over the last 30 years, a very well respected commentator. And every time he comes on commentary with West Indian players like Michael Holding, Vivian Richards, you can just see the amount of respect the West Indians have for Gavaskar. Sorry, I always tend to say Tendulkar. I mean, Gavaskar was also Sachin Tendulkar's role model when he grew up. Obviously, both of them from Bombay as well. And the same name, Little Master, getting to Tendulkar later. And Gavaskar was a very important part of the Indian team that changed the way they played. I mean, winning series away. I mean, winning in England, winning in West Indies. At that time, India never used to win much away from home. India did have that great spin attack, but Gavaskar's batting was something that changed, and he was probably the first Indian superstar in a way. Yes, Gundappa Vishwanath was a very great batsman as well. And Sunil Gavaskar's sister is married to Gundappa Vishwanath. I will be putting a video for Gundappa Vishwanath as well, an amazing player. But Sunil Gavaskar rated highly by all the players, the legends. I mean, Michael Holding, Andy Roberts, Malcolm Marshall, Joel Garner, all those West Indian bowlers, Dennis Lillee, Thompson. Even though Dennis Lillee, Gavaskar only played 3 matches against Dennis Lillee. But all the other bowlers, Gavaskar, I mean, they rate him so highly. And Gavaskar played an excellent knock in his last test match in Bangalore against Pakistan on a pitch that was turning so much. Gavaskar scored 96 runs, and that is regarded as one of the best innings of test cricket. And, I mean, not the amount of runs, 96 is good enough, but not that it wasn't 100, but the quality of the innings, because the pitch was a rank turner, the ball was turning a lot and everyone was struggling, and Gavaskar played an amazing innings of 96, so that cannot be not mentioned. And obviously that his debut series as well. So that is my video for Sunil Gavaskar, India's great batsman, one of the greatest opening batsmen of all time, the first batsman in Test history to score over 10,000 runs, past 10,000 runs, the first batsman in Test history to go past 30 hundreds, getting 34 Test hundreds, and someone who has the world record of the highest number of runs in an debut Test series. I'm repeating because it's worth it. 774 runs at an average of 154 point something with 400s, including a double hundred. So Sunil Gavaskar, uh, one of India's greatest ever batsmen that India has produced. So that is my video for Sunil Gavaskar. Everyone, take care. I hope you have enjoyed this video. And please do, if you do like my videos, please do share my videos with some of your friends and relatives. And please do, my comment option is open now. You can comment on my video. So please do give a comment about what you think about, not about the video, what do you think about Sunil Gavaskar as a player, your fond memories. Everyone has different memories of different players. It would be lovely to hear what you say about Gavaskar, what he reminds you of. And so please do give some comments after the video. Take time to please and do share my videos with your friends and relatives. Thank you so much. Take care and God bless you.